We're a few minutes away from Convocation 2023. Welcome, Eagles, to Convocation 2023. Let's get this exciting morning started in grand style with our 8-time state champion, Argyle Eagle Band.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Convocation 2023. It's so amazing to see you guys all here, and if you don't know me, I actually helped host last year, and my name is Talon.
And I'm Connor. We're both rising seniors and involved in theater at Argyle, and we are so excited to head into our last year at Argyle High School with all of our amazing teachers over there. I speak for myself, Caleb, and all of my fellow students when I say we are so grateful for every single teacher here and the impact that you've had on all of us.
Oh, for sure. Without teachers like Mrs. Hadley, Miss Reynolds, Miss Carpenter, Coach Carter, Miss Orlowski, and truly so many more, I know I would not be anywhere near the person I am today. So thank you guys so much. We have made memories with you that we will never forget.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like how one of my favorite teachers I've ever had, Coach Perkins, used to call me a teenage loser thug person every day in algebra.
Coach Perkins actually always reminded me of an older Prince Charming.
Speaking of Prince Charming, you all should come out and see our fall musical, Cinderella. I'm playing the evil stepmother, and Caleb is the royal advisor. And it's from September 29th to October 1st, and it's going to be awesome. So you guys should come out.
But now, how about we finally get this pep rally started? And just like a pep rally, there will be a spirit stick handed out this morning to the campus with the most hype and energy. So stay on.
And what better hype than the awesome Argyle High School cheer squad? Take it away, cheerleaders.
Let's go.
Great job, AHS cheer. Now let's take a second to welcome all of our new Eagle teachers and staff to the district. We are so excited that you're here, and we hope you have an amazing school year.
While we're working on shout-outs, stand up if you are an Argyle Eagle student alumni who is back teaching at Argyle High School. Yeah! You guys are awesome and now are serving our Eagles. So now we would like to take a moment and introduce our Argyle ISD School Board President, Mr. Sam Slayton.
All right, good morning. How's everyone doing? I don't have the spirit stick, so don't worry, I'm not passing it out. So, again, I want to welcome all the new Eagles here to our district, to the best 3A, 4A, and now 5A school district in the state of Texas. So let's hear a cheer for that. My name is Sam Slayton. I'm the school board president, starting my 7th year here on the board, 6th as president. I have 3 daughters. One is graduated from Argyle High School already, which is in Charleston. I have a junior, Samantha, who's in band. Let's hear it for band. And I have an 8th grader, Sawyer, who is in the middle school drill team and band. Before I introduce my fellow board members, I have an ask for y'all, real quick. All right, it's Samantha's 16th birthday. She got out of band today to go do her driving test. She's doing that right now, and then we're going to the DMV. So if I could just take a quick video of y'all saying happy birthday, Samantha, that would be awesome. And then I have something I can post on Instagram for her birthday. So awesome. All right, so let me set this up real quick, and I'm going to do 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to do a happy birthday, Samantha. Everyone cool with that? Awesome. All right. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday, Samantha! Thank you so much. That's awesome. That's probably the second biggest crowd next to Taylor Swift this summer that I've seen. So that's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, so without further ado, I'd like to go ahead and introduce my fellow board members that are here today. We have 2 of our board members that aren't here, and we'll hold them accountable for that later. But first we have Dr. Leona McDade, if you can stand up. She is beginning her 6th year on the board. Next we have Mrs. Leanne Artho. She's beginning her 1st year on the board. Next we have Mr. Josh Westrom. He's beginning his 2nd year on the board. And last but not least, Mr. Richie Deffenbaugh. He is beginning his 6th year on the board as well. So, we've been busy as a board this summer. We've had 16 official meetings. We've had our CEUs. We've had our district trainings. Yes, we've done cybersecurity as well. So we're all up to date on that. But we've had the unique opportunity this summer to meet with several state legislators and educate them on school finance and be able to talk with them about the struggles that school districts are having now in being able to fund education. So that's been a unique opportunity and something that we're still trying to advocate for greatly with our state legislators. So I work at Sante Center for Healing, that's here in Argyle. It's an addictions treatment facility. I'm the CEO there. And something that's near and dear to my heart there is our mission, vision, values, and principles. It's truly what drives our organization. Every decision we make is run through the lens of our mission, vision, and values. So I think that's something that makes an organization special, is that they can come in every day and know where their aim is, know what their goal is, know who they're serving, why they're serving, what makes them unique. And so here at Argyle, our mission is to empower students to become ambitious, proficient, socially responsible citizens and leaders of tomorrow. That's an awesome vision. It's an awesome responsibility, and we can't forget that. It reminds me of a story of President John F. Kennedy when he visited the NASA Space Center for the first time. And he walked up to a gentleman who was cleaning the floors. And he asked the gentleman, he goes, what do you do here at NASA? And he goes, I'm helping put a man on the moon. So the man was sweeping floors, but he knew what the mission was. And he knew that everything he did directly impacted the success or the failure of that mission. So that's what we have to embody and live here in Argyle. And I think we do a great job of that. One of the things that we can't forget is we get stuck in our everyday tasks and our roles. We've got to make sure we get this done. We got this done. Is everything done in Eduphoria and all that fun stuff? But we can't lose sight of what our mission is. Like, we are all mission critical to the success of our students here in the district, and I don't want us to ever forget that. We are grateful as a board, as parents, as a community for all the service that y'all give to this district and our children, and I wish y'all all the best school year. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Slayton and trustees for attending today and coming out this morning to support our amazing Eagles staff. But now let's get a little more pepped. Do you get it, Chris?
Yeah, I think we all got it.
All right, so now to get a little more pepped, here is AMS Cheer.
AMS cheer. At this time, we would like to recognize our Platinum Level Eagle partners for joining us this morning. Their generous contributions make celebrations like this possible. Eagle partners, please stand to be recognized. Cross Timbers Church, Point Blank, Lori Jacobson with the Legacy Group, Sante Center for Healing, the Real Estate Station, and Argyle United Methodist. And now I'd like to introduce Cara Armstrong with the Argyle Education Foundation for a special back-to-school message for staff.
Hi y'all, my name is Cara Armstrong and I'm the director of the Education Foundation, and this is Kristen Cranford, and she's our new VP of Staff Programs this year. So she's here to help me introduce our employee giving campaign for the 23-24 school year. So I know there's a lot of new faces here, so I just want to give a couple of points to explain what we do at the Education Foundation. And so there's really 4 focus areas, and that being STEM. We like to help fund the STEM program for the district. We do staff appreciation, so at the end of the year luncheon when we give out the gift cards and all the fun prizes, we help fund that as well. And then we do campus grants. So every year we do campus grants. Each campus gets to submit what they would like to improve their campus with, and we typically try to keep those around STEM funding. So campus grants, and then lastly, senior scholarships. And so we do senior scholarships every year in May. So that's sort of what we do, and we're going to announce our employee giving campaign this year. So these are our shirts, and Ms. Kristen helped design them this year. So there's 3 options, and with a $100 donation to AEF, you can either do a one-time donation, or you can do $10 a month, and you can have your choice of what shirt you'd like. And you can also pick a second shirt. You'd like to purchase a second shirt if you wanted a long sleeve or a short sleeve. The short sleeve for additional $15, and the long sleeve for additional $18. Oh, yeah, you get to wear jeans when you wear this, when you buy this, so that's really important. So, yay! And then the link's going to go out later today, so check your email, and there's a hard deadline on that, so make sure that you get that submitted really quickly, and we'll have those out to you by October. So, do you have anything else? Okay. Thank you guys again, and have a great year.
So much, Mrs. Armstrong and the Argyle Education Foundation. Now, real quick, we forgot to mention that Total Care is another Eagle partner here, and let's just give them a round of applause. I'm so sorry about that. But yes, thank you, Mrs. Armstrong, for all the great things they do supporting this district. And now we have some special introductions for you Eagles. So when you get to see your favorite leaders enter the court, let's hear how loud you can get.
Especially when you learn excellence by Kimberly McCage and Talon. Let's go. Let's hear it for Hilltop Elementary. Well, howdy, it's South, y'all! Introducing the all-star first-year assistant principals, Katie Hayden and Leanne Lugo, and the new Argyle Center Elementary Principal, Kristen Hayes. This group was the all in awesome! victory. They hail from the center of the universe, Argyle. They are the OGs of all Argyle campuses. It's the dynamic duo of Taylor Gilbert and Holly Williams from the 6th grade center. From TikTok challenges, movie campuses, and wild Friday nights on the hill at Eagle Stadium, there's nothing this group can't handle. Now introducing Cody Taylor and leader Scott Dixon from Argyle Middle School. Hailing from right here at 6601 Cannonball Drive, where parking is always at a premium and space is always needed for their shiny Lone Star Cup collection. It's the awesome team of Laura Nelson, Nicole Leach, Jonathan DeLay, Izzy Fowler, and John Q. Now it's game time, principals. They want to see you back out here. We got a fun, exciting game for the crowd today. Let's hear it for them. Tough challenge for them. We're ready. Let's go, Eagles! All right, principals, let's see what you got. Everybody in place? Give us a thumbs up, LT. We're ready? On your mark. Hang on. We're coming, we got reinforcements. All right, let's try that one more time. Heather Van Noy, dial the competitiveness down a little bit. There we go. One more. Keep it. Go. Let's cheer for your soul. Who's ready? Who's ready? Saddle. 6th grade center. Middle school. Pelicans win. Hilltop Elementary. Thanks, guys. All right, we're done. Just one game, guys. Now introducing from 6701, Katie Fall Drive. They manage the district finances, all the hiring, and the curriculum. Welcome the dream team of Chris Daniel, Liz Stewart, and Dr. Don Jordan.
Good morning. Thank you everyone for being here. We're excited for this year. Coming up next is the award-winning drill team. They're here to put on a performance for y'all. Thank you.
Now we can't wait for our next introduction. From a small town in northwest Oklahoma, and a daughter of an educator, a wheat farmer, and cattle farmer. She knows the value of public schools and hard work. Introducing your new superintendent, Dr. Courtney Carpenter.
Welcome to Argyle, Dr. Carpenter. It's so nice to have you here. And before we get into it, we have some questions. So you arrived about 4 weeks ago, and we are already hearing some interesting stories about you through the old grapevine. Me and Anna are here to find out whether these are fact or fiction.
Oh. Okay, Dr. Carpenter. Fact or fiction? Yeah, okay, let's go. Okay, you ready? Fact or fiction? As a young little whippersnapper, you won a very special belt buckle at a country fair for showing your prize sheep. Fact or fiction?
That is a fact.
So,
But I have to say, we have someone else in this room that might have won a special belt buckle, Donna. And yes, your belt buckle's bigger and it's shinier. So you get who wore best, no doubt. Yes, absolutely. That is my prize subject sheet winning belt buckle. So yes, I am from the country.
that's awesome.
Fact.
And now for round 2. You have been known to have a fun side at school that included dressing up in costumes. Fact or fiction? You dressed up as Sporty Spice from Spice Girls and a member of KISS.
When you teach high school, that's a fact. You have to absolutely do everything you can to be a pep rally. 40 Spikes was Argyle High School in 1999, playing the Aledo Bearcats for the district championship, and we won.
Wow, that's so awesome. Okay, anyway, just one more. Fact or fiction? When you...
Oh, this will be good.
Yeah.
You can't even say
I
it.
don't even know what to say. I honestly don't know how to introduce this.
Well, since I don't know what it is, that concerns me a little bit. Well, this could be good. Where are my fellow air fellas? Who doesn't love a good air fiddle? Oh my gosh, I can't believe they did that. So here's the story. Y'all need to know this story. When I was about circa 1984, I got to go to my first ever concert, which was the Mandrell Sisters in Freedom, Oklahoma, and fell in love with Louise Mandrell, the fiddle player, and that's what I was going to be when I grew up, as a fiddle player. Obviously, that didn't work out. So, here I am, and yes, I love good air fiddle. So, now you know my secret, exposed to everybody, and I have a few air fiddlers in the house. So, thank you for participating in that little secret.
Look at that. I'm cute too. I'm sure that will come in handy down the road.
Yeah, exactly. All right, thanks for playing along, Dr. Carpenter, and being such a great sport. And it's no fiction and only fact that we are very excited to have you here.
Thank you so much.
First of all, oh my gosh, the energy in this room is absolutely incredible. There is no experience, there is absolutely no graduate course that ever prepares you for this moment right here. So bear with me because this is the first time, right? And it is absolutely overwhelming to be in such an energetic place. Before I get started, I just want to share with you kind of how I got to the slides and the things that we're going to go through today. When we went through leadership retreat a couple of weeks ago, and I asked the principals and the leaders, I said, what does the staff want to hear? You've had an incredible leader for the last 16 plus years, and there's a lot of unknown for many of you. What do they want to hear? And they said they need to hear who you are, what you're about, why you do what you do. And so today I'm going to share that story with you because I think that's where we will continue to move forward together. I can't thank the people that I have come across so far enough. The Board of Trustees, the leadership team, the principals, the admin building, many of you that have stopped by to say hello. It has absolutely been an incredible start to this journey, so thank you. I'm incredibly excited to be an Eagle. Just from day one, I have to show this because I will forever, this moment will forever be entrenched into my mind. I walked in the building 7:40, I guess that morning, on July 17th, and was greeted by this whole team right here that sits here in front of me right now. And they were genuinely, had the most welcoming spirit about them. And I knew from that very moment, and then what I see right here today, I have prayed for a new home, and this is it. The Majestics invited me over. I got to go get a sneak peek of their routine that you've seen them do today. Incredibly talented group of young ladies, as are all the young ladies and young men that have been performing here today. And then, meet and greet night. Look at the precious Gregory triplets. How cute is that, right? There were so many people that came out. Argyle Nation showed up, and I'm incredibly honored to stand here today and cannot wait to get moved into my house next week. I'm tired of being on the road. So thank you, Eagle Nation. I also want to share just a minute. I talked a little bit about the leadership retreat, and we came together a couple weeks ago, because it's been 2 weeks now, and you have the most passionate, dedicated leaders leading your campuses and departments. I have never experienced in all of my 25 years the kind of passion that's behind these principals and these departmental leaders, assistant principals, counselors, etc. We got to go play pickleball. Yeah. Well, I never played pickleball. Miss Nelson, where's Miss Nelson? I'm so sorry you got partnered up with me. It was bad. she was like, really? This is my partner? But the champions, come on now, you're our champions. So I kind of knew Miss Van, well, actually, there was Coach Van Noy. She's coaching at Geyer, and my daughter had some friends that played for her, so I knew she was competitive. But that day, when it was the finals, the earrings came off, and it was on. And I'm telling you, they won it with style. So congratulations to our pickleball champs. But these two words, every morning when I get up and every night when I go to bed, it's like welcoming family. It's just over and over and over. And when my family calls to check on me and all the different things and friends and colleagues, they're like, "You need to be pinched? Are you okay?" I'm like, I'm telling y'all, this is the most amazing place to be. I mentioned just a minute ago, changing leadership can be hard. I know there's a lot of things that go along with that. You can have some fear, just unsettlement, you have nervousness. There's just a lot of unknown with that. And so my goal today is to put that to rest and to provide you peace that we are absolutely going to honor the past. This district is not what it is today without the work, dedication, and foundation that Dr. Wright provided you, along with your campus leadership teams and the Board of Trustees. So we are going to honor the past. But at that same time, we're going to create our future as a team. We have a lot of great things coming our way, a lot of challenges coming our way, and I'm going to talk about those in just a moment. But more importantly, you need to leave here today knowing that I understand and respect how this district was built, how it got here, and where we're going to go from here. So you're probably wondering why I was sharing some of those moments with you earlier, or why they did. It's important to make connections. Connections create relatability, relatability create belief. And you're not going to want to follow and believe in a leader if you can't find a way to be connected, to be relatable, and all the things that go with that. So my goal in all of this is to show you a little bit of who I am. Hopefully you can relate to that. Hopefully you can connect to some of those things and know that I am a real person, I'm approachable, and I cannot wait to work alongside you. I'm going to talk a little bit about who I am as a child. You got a kind of glimpse into that, but I think that's important because it really is the foundation of who I am. I want you to know who I am as a wife, as a mom, and as a professional. Because everyone in here has one of those roles, has done that. If you haven't, you probably will in the future. And family and who you are is what's important to us moving forward as a family. So as a child, you heard, I was born in Northwest Oklahoma. My great-great-grandparents came over in the land run. And I think what's in my DNA from that is that they came and started something from scratch. And so I've watched my family build and build and build, wheat farming, cattle ranching, all the things. And so I've just had that experience and seen that hard work. I moved to Texas in the 6th grade. My mom packed us up and moved to Texas because teachers made more money than they did in Oklahoma. And she had gone back to school. My parents were very young when they had me. My mom was 16. So by the time she decided to go to college, she had two children, 9 and 6. She packed us up, went to school, and moved us to Texas, and that's how I got here. So had the opportunity to grow up in a small town. That's where my heart is. That's where my heart lies, in a small town. And got to be involved in everything, because when you're in a small town, they expect you to do everything, right? As a wife, been married almost 25 years. I'm a high school sweetheart, so that's my husband, Craig. I was a coach's wife for 25 years. He just recently got out of coaching, and you'll see why in a minute when I talk about our kiddos, but he works in district operations in another district, and it's been an amazing journey, and I'm kind of sad about losing that coach's wife thing, because it was like who I was, but I am glad to have him back on the side as we get ready to watch our kids do their things in college. So as a mom, this is my family. You'll see people ask me, why do you wear heels? Because they're tall. I get that a lot. I'm like, if you just see a picture or you see them with me. So that is my family. That was in December, so that's probably the most recent family picture we've had. My daughter, Kelsey. She is Ladybug. Where are my Ladybug? There we go. We got some West Texas A&M Buffaloes in here. She is a volleyball player. She gets asked quite often, do you play basketball? As you can imagine, with her height. That she was at UTSA for 3 years, transferred to West Texas for the nursing program, and absolutely loves Ed Canyon. So it's been a great move for her. Looking forward to seeing her compete for the next couple of years. She's got 2 seasons left. It's my son, Kason, freshman at University of Tulsa. Those are real curls. Can't really see him in the picture. People ask him, who does your perm? It is kinky curly. They're both blonde-headed and blue-eyed, but they are my kids. But he's got some serious curls there. So we are just embarking on the empty nest phase of life, and Kason is a freshman at University of Tulsa. And then my children at home now are Goose and Callie. So I'm a dog mom, so you'll hear my dog stories. I apologize. So that's me as a mom. As a professional, I think it's important that I kind of share with you a little bit about my background so I can relate to some of the places you've been in your educational journey. I've been a Bearcat. Any Bearcats in here? Hi, here we go. Screaming Eagles? Close enough to Denton, I figure if I find some. Any Patriots? Yeah, there we go. So that's kind of my educational journey. And then first year of teaching in 1998. Whew, that's a long time ago. That picture was Pittsburgh Primary School. I taught 3rd grade for a year, and then quickly made my way to middle school and high school teaching. So that's kind of my background in there. Been an assistant principal, been a principal, had the opportunity to open new campuses. There's something really special about that opportunity because you get to really build your staff from the ground up. And then I served in curriculum instruction, and my most recent role has been deputy superintendent. I've had experience in a fast growth district, had experience in a 6A district, and they all have their sets of challenges. I think what I find unique about the experience we're in here together is that I've kind of seen on the far end of the build out, and I've been part of where you are right now as the growth. And so I look forward to the opportunities we have as we get ready to move forward and continue receiving new families in Argyle. So a little bit about why. I've been asked 2 or 3 times in some newspaper interviews over the last 2 or 3 weeks about, did you ever think you would do anything else, or did you ever want to do anything else besides fiddling? The answer to that was absolutely not. I mentioned my great-great-grandparents earlier. The thing that sticks out to me that's always been ingrained in my family is that you add value wherever you go. You add value in whatever situation you're in. You add value in the relationships you're in, what places you're in. You add value. You leave things just a little bit better than you found them. And I always like to say, that doesn't mean you found it in a bad way. It's just your purpose is to add value no matter what you do and where you are and what situation you're in. I think it's also important to lead with a long-term productive mindset. We are in a position in our professions that there's so much coming at us and so much happening on the day-to-day that we get distracted. And so we have to remember, we have to come back out of that and remember why we do what we do and have that long-term productive mindset, because the future is coming and it's our jobs and our responsibilities to prepare for that. Honor the past. I told you that from the get-go. I want you to leave here today knowing that we are going to honor the past together. This place is incredible. My kids grew up in Midlothian, Texas, at Heritage High School. And I sat on the other side of the stands from Argyle many a times and said, I have got to get on that side of the stands. I knew that this place was a place that just had an energy and an excitement and expected excellence, and that's who I am. That's what I want in a place to lead. And so I want you to know that I have studied and studied and studied this place and knew that the time would be right when it was time for me to go after a superintendency. And when this happened, I knew this was the right place. There was no question about it. And we're going to work to create the future together. The other piece to that is I want your environment on your campuses to be a place where it's a healthy, which you are healthy now, and we want to keep it that way. I want you to be inspired to collaborate, continue those things, your kids to take risks. That's what we want. Your campus principals are incredible leaders. I've said that over and over, and I will continue to say it. I've never seen so much excitement and so much energy than I experienced from them in the few short weeks that I've been here. So I think it's important you understand kind of how, because over time, your leadership is shaped by your experiences often. And so I want to talk a little bit about that, because I think One of the things that I pray for on a daily basis is for wisdom and discernment, because decisions are coming at you from a lot of places, and people a lot of times do not care what the circumstances are. They want what they want. And so when it comes to being a leader, that's part of what we have to pray. We have to pray about having wisdom, having discernment, confidence, but yet being humble. And I think that's something that Argyle does incredibly well, is you are very proud of your successes, but you're also very humble in those. And I have noticed that and witnessed that just by the people that I've met and come across. I'm also a big believer in that you don't get people to buy into things. We're not selling anything. We're not buying into something because we're selling it. We're owning it because we're part of the decision. And I think that's where, in a little bit, when we talk about our tagline and our hashtag, we spent 2 days of leadership really talking about our grows and our glows in this district and how we can own what that message was moving forward. It's incredibly important that distributed leadership is part of an organization, because if your leaders don't have a voice in the decisions being made, then they won't own it. And then it's their decision, and that's when the finger pointing starts. So I look forward to being a distributed leader with your campus leaders and departmental leaders. The other piece is you have to share yourself to be your best self. It's a gamble. When you do that, you're putting yourself out there, but at the same time, you have to be able to make connections with people. You have to be able to relate to people so that they will want to believe in you and follow you as a leader. And then again, great leaders are selfless. They're not selfish. I think that's where we have to think about, when we get comfortable, we lose the idea of growth, and we have status quo, and all the things come in that, you've heard this over and over again. When you're growing, it's not comfortable. And you're experiencing that in a lot of ways right now. So we as a team will continue pushing forward through that. When you are a leader, and there's all the good things about being a leader, there's also costs of that. And so some of the things I want you to hear from me today, because your campus leaders go through this on a daily basis, there are costs of leadership. I've taken this from Kirby Smart, and many of you probably know the Georgia head football coach, but he's spot on when he talks about this, because there are costs of leadership, and it's why the unity in this room right now is more critical. It's more critical now than ever. We're going to have to make hard decisions, and those hard decisions can and will negatively impact somebody we care about. Your campus principals do it on a daily basis. Our district leaders do it on a daily basis. Our board of trustees do it on a daily basis. But you have to know that that's one of the costs of being a leader. Secondly, there's going to be times when we're not liked, and that's okay. We don't like feeling that way, because we're in a profession where you want everybody to like you. But just remember, we're doing our best efforts to do the best for most. And just remember that when your principals are having to make a hard decision that's not impacting you positively, that they are doing the best they can for those decisions. And we will be misunderstood. We have to know these 3 critical things when we're making decisions as leaders, because these things are going to come our way. We won't always have the opportunity to defend ourselves. I mean, it happens daily. You can ask anybody in this room that's in a leadership position, and there's been many times in the last couple of years I've wanted to defend myself, and it's just best that you know, because all you're going to do is keep fueling that fire. You know who you are, you know what you stand for, and that's what you need to lead with each and every day. So now more than ever, I think you know public education like it is, we must be our own greatest advocates. And in a district like Argyle, this is a destination district. People are coming here because of you. People are coming here because of this district. We had Eagle Bash on Saturday. I cannot tell you how many people I met and shook hands with that said, we came to Argyle because of the schools. That is a testament to every one of you in this room. And you are the reason why people are moving to this community. So what you can expect from me, I am a go-getter. I am someone who, I will follow you if I believe in you. I will lead you. But either way, lead me, follow me, or get out of my way, because we're going to move forward. And that's just kind of how my personality is. But not at the expense of relationships, not at the expense of building those and really getting to know people. You'll expect me to be visible. You can expect me to be your leader. You're going to expect me to practice what I preach. And if I don't, hold me accountable for it. Because there's times I'm going to make a mistake. You're going to expect me to serve others. You're going to expect me to put others first, and definitely give credit where credit is due. And I will continue to say that over and over, how this district is built. You're going to expect me to lead with integrity and do the right things. You're going to expect me to be direct, transparent, be courageous, because there's going to be times when you need your leader to be courageous. And you're going to expect me not to pass the buck, to own what's happening in this district. So I always say, do what you love and love what you do, because the times are going to get hard, and we have to keep believing in what we're doing. So I'm going to kind of, as I get ready to close out, if you ever come over to my office, which I hope you will, and when I get it put together, still in boxes, you will see canvases hanging on my wall. And my canvases that hang on my wall are action shots, because I'm an action shot person. Because every action shot has a moment behind it. And so I have two particular canvases in my office that I look at them on a daily basis because of the meaning behind it, like it's the meaning I've created out of this. So the first one, the game of volleyball, I never played it. I'm not going to pretend I know the game like some of you in this room do. But what I can tell you is when you are in a moment like this, obviously, there is absolute sheer excitement in what just happened in this moment. And so when I look at this canvas every day, I remember what happened at that moment. I remember putting the ball down at the state tournament and scoring and the girls scoring at that very moment. And if you know volleyball, it's a rally sport. I mean, every time the ball hits the ground, it's scoring. So it's up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. But in this moment, there was somebody who passed the ball, somebody who set the ball, and it was just right to make that moment happen. And what stands out to me is those three girls turn around to celebrate big. So they just got the glory for the point, but who did they turn around to? Those that set them up. The second picture, similar concept, but it's a lot longer to drive down the field, yard by yard. 11 men, over and over and over, executing their plays. One person's going to score. One person's going to pad his stats. One person's going to get the glory. But when that one person crosses that goal line and turns around to celebrate, who's behind him? The other 10 young men. And what do? They come celebrate big. And so my point in this is, don't forget to turn around when you have a celebratory moment. I'm going to have moments that I'm going to want to celebrate big, but I've got to turn around. You don't get to celebrate a moment without looking behind you to see who helped get you there. And I think that's what I try to remember when I look at pictures. I think, what does that mean to me as a leader? And so I want you to know that when we celebrate big, we're going to turn around, because every one of you somewhere along the way has set it up for success. So as we close, I mentioned a while ago that we were at the leadership retreat, and we spent some time with everyone in the room who's been in this district for a long time, talking about celebrations. What makes Argyle ISD glow? What growths do we have? What challenges are we facing? And we use that to fuel what our message is this year going into 23-24. And that is Together We Soar. We have to be united. We have to be together and soaring, because we're eagles. And the more you soar, the higher you get. And the thing is in this district, you're excellent in so many ways, but what I kept hearing from the leadership team is that we have more to do. We have higher to go. And I think that's what was special about that. So we are, this year, #Together We Soar. And so your call to action for me this year is tell our story. If you don't tell our story and celebrate big, someone else will tell our story. And usually it's not positive, right? We need our positives to be so loud that the negatives are drowned out. We're going to celebrate big, the things that make Argyle ISD special, and then we're going to unite together for growth. That's your second call to action. Or your first one. Whatever. Oh, yeah, they're all important. Here you go. Well, I got the last slide before I messed up. Okay. The third most important, is to soar. We're going to press on in our journey for excellence. It's incredibly important we continue to rise. And our fourth most important family first. I've talked a lot about my family. Thank you for letting me share it with you. Most importantly, take care of you and your family so that you can take care of each other. That's incredibly important. I have been so honored and blessed to work for leaders that have always allowed me to take family first, and it has changed my career because I love doing what I do because I know I work with people who care about my own family, and that's what I want you to know. I want to hear about your families when we have a chance. It's an honor to serve and lead you. Please follow me on Twitter. If you're a little worried about the Twitter world, it's okay. I have fun on there. Please follow me. Let me celebrate your stories. Let me retweet your stories. I enjoy that. That's something that just helps. You know, I get on there at the end of the day to remind me what I do because I see the things on there. So, again, it's an honor to serve and lead you. Thank you for taking a few minutes to listen to me, and have a great year. We have some kids coming back up.
And now it is time to introduce our inspirational speaker of the day, William Martinez. He is an accomplished actor and singer who for the past 20 years has traveled performing around the world. He has appeared in television, film, commercials, voiceovers, and musical theater productions. He has won 2 Telly Awards, 2 ABA Digital Awards, and in 2018, a Broadway World Award. However, none of that would have happened if it wasn't for just one teacher. He shares that transformational moment with you today in The Power of Belonging, the keynote he created for the teaching profession.
Aside from inspiring educators nationwide, William finds time to work with inner-city schools, bringing music and theater to schools without art programs. Get ready to sing, laugh, and be touched by the power you have as an educator. Ladies and gentlemen, William Martinez.
This is like one of the most exceptional convocations I have ever been to. You guys are amazing. This is incredible. Yeah, come on, give yourself a round of applause. Yes, I also want to say a huge thank you. Can we say a huge thank you over here to Reggie and to all the sound, the lights, and the video and everything. Thank you so much. And I have to say thank you to Dr. Carpenter. Where did you go? Dr. Carpenter, you have such amazing energy, and that was a very powerful presentation. I'm in. When do I start? Yeah, sure. And also, thank you so much to Justine, my brownie bestie. Thank you to Rick, as well as I have to thank Mrs. Gumbers. She's the reason why I'm here. So my name is William Martinez, and this morning I want to take the opportunity to recognize the two most important people in a child's life. Now that's parents and educators. And I'm going to achieve that celebration in three different, unique ways. The first way is through sharing with you my personal life story. The second way is through song. I will be singing this morning. Complete your excitement. Thank you, Hilltop. And the third way is through American Sign Language. But I'll get to that part just a little later. But first, can everyone raise their right hand? We're going to be using our hands this morning, so shake it. Left hand. Both hands. Come on, shake it, shake it. There's this glitter. Right back up. Now keep your hands raised if you had a special teacher in school who pushed you just a little bit harder so that you would succeed. How about a teacher or a coach who helped you discover your talent or skill? How about a teacher who made math fun? Oops. Or how about a teacher or an administrator or a member of our incredible support staff, someone at school who just made you feel important, worth it, seen, and loved. Raise your hand really high. Take a look around. Looks like almost all of us. All right. Whether it's elementary school, middle school, high school, college, University of Phoenix Online, we all have teachers who help shape our minds, build our confidence, and give us the tools to be able to follow our dreams. And then there's our parents, right? Showering us with unconditional love, driving us to and from soccer practice, rooting us on in the game even when we lost, which for my team was always, and then buying us all the necessary things we needed in order to complete all those extracurricular activities. It's incredible. Well, my story is similar to that, but mine's a little more private. So let me explain. I was born to a deaf mother and a hearing father. And when I was 3, my parents decided to divorce, and they went to go live with my mother. Now, because my mother was now a single mother and I an only child, I grew up in what's called a deaf or silent household. Meaning, I didn't have a TV. We didn't listen to the radio. We didn't go to rock concerts and movies for entertainment. No. My mom and I, we stayed home and we read books. We played board games or card games. My mom's a beast at Uno, trust. But most of the time, my mom and I, we would just sit at home and exist in silence. Now, there were the occasional times my mom and I would go and hang out with their fellow deaf-feed friends at the deaf club, but let's face it, no kid wants to hang out with his parents' friends. And that was the extent of my extracurricular activities. Now, fun fact, my first language was sign language or American Sign Language, or ASL. Not spoken English. And because I spent most of my time at home, my spoken language skills were nowhere near as developed as other kids' language. In fact, the only time I got to practice my spoken language skills was either when I was interpreting for my mom, which sometimes could be awkward, or when I was visiting my dad and his family, which was not very often. Now, you'd think that I would learn language skills at school, and I did. But nowhere near the extent of the other kids. You see, my mom and I, we moved around a lot, oftentimes not knowing where we were going to end up next. So there's always a gap between me attending my old school and my new school. And by the time the teachers at my new school realized that I was failing all my classes, my mom and I, we moved again.
We'd move in with a friend. She'd sleep on the couch, and I'd go. We lived in our car. We lived in a homeless shelter. And even for a period of time, we lived in a storage unit. And because of all that moving, recording records, I attended almost 20 elementary schools. Always showing up, not knowing anyone, and not having the social skills to be able to make friends. So, I was quiet. More like silent. Silent on the outside, but on the inside, like nothing but fantasies, dreams. It's just these dreams are not like normal kid dreams. I didn't dream of growing to be a firefighter or a doctor. I had no concept of what a movie star was or even a superhero. You know what my dream was? My dream was to be noticed, heard, and not be seriously weird. I was so weird. I wanted to stay in one place and have stability, friends. I wanted people to understand why I moved my hands every time I spoke. We would just point and laugh. I wanted to do all the activities all the other kids are doing. I just wanted to fit in. That was my dream. I wanted to belong. Belong to something. Anything. Place both of your hands with your palms facing each other like this. Good. Now take your pointed finger and your thumb and place it into a circle, almost like a perfect side right. Now link those two circles together. This is the sign for together or belong in American Sign Language. Together or belong. So let's sign it together. It's also the sign for connect. I connect to you, and you connect to me. Well, wherever I was, my mind was somewhere else. I was wishing, I was wanting, I was hoping. I was longing to belong. Everything has a season. Everything has its time. Show me a reason, and I'll soon show you love. Hats fit on the windowsill, children fit in the snow. Why do I feel like I don't fit in anywhere I go? Rivers long where they can ramble. Eagles belong where they can fly. I've gotta be where my spirit can run free. Gotta find my corner of the sky. Every man has his daydreams. Every man has his goal. People like the way dreams have a sticking to the soul. Thunderclouds have a lightning, and nightingales have their song. And don't you see, I want my life to be something more than long. Rivers belong where they can ramble. Eagles belong where they can fly. I've gotta be where my spirit can run free. Gotta find my corner of the sky. So many men seem destined to settle for something small, but I won't rest until I know I have it all. So don't ask where I'm going, just listen when I run, and far away you'll hear me singing softly in the dawn. Rivers long where they can ramble. Eagles belong So yeah. That was all of the inside. On the outside, I was just your classic mouth breathers. On the inside, it was a Broadway show. I was just living in a fog, just existing. And sometimes I think my mom was too. You know, I never really took into account her experience and all, and the struggles that she had overcome being a single, deaf mother. You see, my mom and I, we never saw eye to eye. And it wasn't because we didn't want to, right? Is that we were living in different worlds. You know, she a deaf world, and I a hearing world. And there's nothing wrong with either world. Do y'all get that? Do y'all get that? Yeah? Good. Because the deaf world, it's perfect. It's beautiful. It's artistic. It's brilliant. Its culture's incredibly welcoming, and its language is gorgeous, complex. Should be recognized as a national language and should be taught in schools. My mom and I, we didn't get along. It had nothing to do with her being deaf and needing hearing. It had everything to do with the fact that she was my mother and I was me. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. And I'll tell you, I think my mom's a rock star, but she thinks she's funny. All right, let me fast forward to 8th grade. And I'm transferring to yet another school, number 21. And as usual, I was transferring after the semester started, so when they were selecting my classes for me, all the electives were full. Except for choir. So I showed up to choir class the same way I showed up to any other class, weird, quiet, numb, just powerfully breathing through my mouth. But that is where I meet a teacher who would change the course of the rest of my life. My 8th grade choir teacher, Miss Norma Freeman. Now, Miss Freeman, she had a soft voice and this warm smile, and she'd greet us every time we'd come through the door by name. And there was 80 kids in that 8th grade choir room, and she knew all of our names. And she was patient with us, like really patient, like I'm teaching middle school, and I deserve a Nobel Peace Prize patient. But after a couple days, Miss Freeman could definitely pick up on the fact that I was not very social. So she invited me to spend some of my after school time in the choir. So I did. And there's always kids, they were hanging around, they were singing, or they were playing the piano, or she was teaching them how to play the guitar, just was totally relaxed and safe. Well, one day, Miss Freeman invited the kids that were hanging out after class to come up to the piano to practice one of the songs that we were learning in choir class. So all the kids, they're all so excited, they go running up, la, 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 la. And I just hung back, and I just stared at her. It was so creepy. But you know what? Miss Freeman, she never judged me, she never embarrassed me, she never called me out in front of my peers. Instead, Miss Freeman let me. And day after day, she tried to get me to sing, it's kind of a requirement to pass the class, have to sing in choir or whatever, but I just wouldn't do it. So finally one day, Miss Freeman changed up her little tactic. And she said, "William, can you come up to the piano by yourself?" So I slowly walked up to the piano. She played a simple scale, and she asked me to sing it. was like the first time in my life I was something that I was noticing. I was support. I ran home to tell my mom, Mom, I'm a singer. What? Yeah, she was as excited as I was. Son, I'm deaf. Remember? I can't hear you sing. Why don't you play sports or I can see you succeed, but singing and music? Your mom is stuck. But you know what? My mom was too. She was just scared about something she knew nothing about. But I continued attending choir classes. For the first time in my life, I actually wanted to go to school. I was becoming social. I had friends. You can totally clap for that. Yeah, all right, so a couple months later, Miss Freeman made this big announcement that there was going to be this vocal presentation for our parents, and she had chosen a couple students to sing a solo. But of course, instead of being like a normal child, be like, oh, thank you, Miss Freeman. No. We're in the middle of choir class. I start freaking out. I feel butterflies. I start to get anxiety. My chest gets tight. And in the middle of a song, I swear to go, Miss Freeman, I love her, Dad! And at first, she can't hear me sing because you just please choose another student because I'm really scared. And I start sobbing. She goes, well, wait a minute, what do you mean, buddy? Whoa. Tell you what, why don't you just sing and stop your song? That way your mom can understand. So I went home and I came up with a plan. Okay, so it's the night of the show, right? I'm freaking out. I'm really like running around, dude. My mom's like, how much sugar have you had? Stop. So finally, we leave the house, we get in the car, we drive to school. We walk into the cafetorium. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna find my mom a seat off to the side. Still in the front row, but off to the side. Hi, Mom. Yeah, you can say hi. Okay, hi, Mom. Okay. So I'm like, all right. So now Mom's sitting there. I walk all the way to the other side of the room, find my seat, and just as I sit, I realize the entire audience is facing us. I did not plan for this. And then the show started. Okay. So I may not have been like 150% truthful about what tonight was, because if I knew if I did, my mom wouldn't come, right? Right? So instead, I may have told my mom that tonight was a visual presentation of my science project. Instead, she was witnessing 13-year-old children singing I Dreamed a Dream and Climb Every Mountain. I looked at my mom's face. Yeah, she wasn't climbing any mountain. As a matter of fact, my mom was lost, confused. She was heartbroken because I lied. She was sitting in a room full of hearing people who would laugh or clap or cry. And instead, she just happened to feel like a giddy. So I froze out. I didn't know what to do. And then out of the corner of my eye, I saw Miss Freeman look at me. So I looked back. She smiled. I smiled. Holy poop. Everybody's looking at me. Especially my mom. There's a bright golden place on the meadow. There's a bright golden place on the meadow. The corn is as high as an elephant's heart. And it looks like it's climbing clear up the sky. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. I've got a beautiful feeling. Everything's good. All the cattle are standing like statues. All the cattle are standing like statues. They won't turn their head as they see me ride by. But a little brown maverick is winking her eye. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. I've got a beautiful feeling. Everything's going my way. All the sounds of the earth are like music. All the sounds of the earth are like music. The breeze is so busy, it don't miss a tree. But a weeping old is laughing at me. Oh, beautiful morning. Oh, a beautiful day. I've got a beautiful feeling. Everything's going my way. Oh, a beautiful day. I looked at my mom's face. She was smiling. For the first time in her life, she heard me sing. Because in this agreement, my mom got to experience music through American Sign Language. Teacher. Miss Freeman changed 2 lives that night. Place your hands like this, up to your head, and shake them 1, 2. It's a sign for teach. Teach. So we have. You can talk too. With the deaf language, you're not supposed to say anything. Just keep your mouth shut. So we have together. Say it with me. Good. Well, I thought my mom and I were finally going to be in the worlds together. She was going to be like, that was amazing. But the ride home was really awkward. You see, somebody forgot that they had lied to their mother. And if you can imagine that car ride home being even quieter than normal. She's deaf, she doesn't talk. Oh, come on, guys. So finally we get home. We walk into the house. And my mom turns to me. And she signs. Your signs are bigger, stronger, really fill the room with deaf power, yeah! She walked out there. As I started towards mine, she stopped her feet. That night was a game changer. My mom and I's relationship grew to level that laughs were more frequent. She let me win a game of Uno. And she was even open to me teaching her how to speak a little peek And am I here? Well, as for me, I was singing all the time. You couldn't shut me up. Yep, we'd be at the grocery store, I'd be singing. I'd be in the doctor's office, my mom, I'd be singing. In my bedroom, my mom would open up the door. Bang, God, I'm deaf, slam. So I thought it would be so cool. What if I taught my mom how to sign a song? We could like sign and like sing it together. It'd be so cool. So she'd go to the deaf club and she bragged all of her deaf friends. I'm gonna be the first deaf singer. Hear me on the radio, la 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 la. I'm gonna join Def Leppard. No, she was reluctant at first, but once she got the hang of it, my mom actually loved it. So this is my mom and I's song. Raindrops keep falling on my head, and just like the guy whose feet are too big for his bed, nothing seems to fit. Those raindrops are falling on my head, they keep falling. So I just did me some talking to the sun, and I said I didn't like the way he got things done. Sleeping on the job, those raindrops are falling on my head, they keep falling. But there's one thing I know, the blues they send to greet me won't defeat me. It won't be long till happiness steps up. You guys know the song, right? You know raindrops, yeah? All right, sing inside with me. Shake your hands, follow my hand. Ready? Here we go. Raindrops keep falling on my head. Shake your head, no? But that doesn't mean my eyes will soon be turning red. Crying's not for me, 'cause I'm never gonna stop the rain by complaining, because I'm free. Nothing's worrying. Actually, about my mom, that cassette tape. Yes, Dr. Carpenter, I said cassette tape. And we would play in the car, we cranked up the bass real high, we was pumping some raindrops, y'all, yeah. Just like driving down the highway, freaking everyone out. Alright, let's sing it down one more time, you ready? Alright, shake your hands, sing really loud, here we go. Raindrops keep falling on my head. I'm never gonna stop the rain by complaining, because I'm free. Nothing's worrying. Nothing's worrying me. Give yourself a round of applause. I'm gonna get a little sip of my spilled vodka over here. It's not vodka, Dr. Carpenter. You see her face? It's gin. Alright. You ready to learn another sign? Are you ready to learn another sign? So in American Sign Language, we have your dominant hand and your non-dominant hand. So if you're right-handed, you're perfect. If you're left-handed, you're perfect. Everybody's perfect. Got it. So the hand that you're right with, shake it. That's your dominant hand. The hand you don't right with, shake it. That's your non-dominant hand. Handshake with your non-dominant hand. No spirit fingers. We have spirit fingers out here and here. Bring them in. Good. That's the handshake in front of you. Same handshake with your dominant hand. Good. Now chop in half. That's a sign for. Teachers always know what that's at. My kids know if I bust out the ASL and I do this, you got about 3 more seconds, something else will stop your heart. Okay, now stop it. I mean it. Let me teach you one more sign. Act like you're opening a doorknob. This is with your dominant hand. Good. But beat it against your chest. This is a sign for complaining. Stop complaining. Gentlemen, I'll do this for you again. I got you, bro. I got you. We're going to stop complaining. Stop complaining. Are you taking notes, sir? You're writing down the people you're going to sign that to? You are. You are. Oh, is that what's happening? Is it? Oh, that's terrible. Totally not your fault at all. And I nothing to do. You can tell me the whole story. And I'll tell you, stop complaining for my mom's two favorite songs to me. Because you say stop complaining in spoken English, it comes out very dismissive, right? Stop complaining. What you're saying isn't important, or I'm not interested, or I have time for you. And we know in education, we don't want to stop action. Action's great, participation's great. We want to course correct. We want the right action, right? And so if we say stop complaining, it's like, wow, there's that connection that goes like this. We disconnect, right? And so this is what's so incredible about American Sign Language is, show me the sign for complaining again. Who are you pointing at? My mom would always sign to me, and do this with me. She would sign to me, you, shake your head no. You, do. Once again, you, do. It's just like do or doing or get an action. My mom would tell me, you are the most powerful person in your life. You're the most powerful person. Until you give that power away to something or someone else. When you have no control over it. Regain your power. My mom would always tell me, I could do this for my whole life. I could complain about this, and this would be the reason why I don't live. This can't change. This can. My mom would say, I could spend my whole life complaining about the fact that I'm deaf. That I lose my power because I can't control me being deaf. What I can control is my attitude about it. What I can control is how I powerfully live in my life and make sure that I'm living my life to the fullest. There's so many times in our lives where we do this, and it's good to share. We don't want to stuff, we want to share. But a lot of times we continue this story for a lot longer than we should, and all of a sudden this becomes the way we live. This is the reason why we can't do things. We talked about change, being uncomfortable in change. That's doing this and getting an action. And sometimes action is scary, but action is powerful. I'll give you another example. I live in Los Angeles, California. We have the worst traffic in the world. In the entire world, that's the only award Los Angeles has won. We have the worst traffic. And so I live, if you know LA, you'll know, I live in the San Fernando Valley. If you don't know, that's the cheap area. There we go, yeah? You didn't move after I said cheap area. I got you. So that's the cheap area. Then there's Los Angeles, the block theme. And then there's the beach communities, Santa Monica, Manhattan. These are all people with money. Well, I have a couple friends that live in Santa Monica, and we had a Tuesday standing movie date. Now, 26.2 miles. It would take me 2.5 hours to get there. So you can imagine my mood when I showed up for a movie. I wouldn't have no mood. I'd show up like, what's up? The traffic was absolutely horrible. People didn't know how to drive. This is ridiculous. Like, everybody moving here. And when you merge, if you go, I go, you go, I go, it's a zipper, and use your breaker. Wow, William. We're so glad we invited you. So guess what happened? Guess what happened? You stopped inviting me. I had that T-Mobile that broke my phone. I was like, something on my phone. So I called my friend Becca. I'm like, Becca, what's going on? What are we doing? She's like, ooh. Today. I'm like, today? Oh, I knew it. There's something wrong with my phone. I received no text, no calls. She's like, well, that's because we didn't call you. What? Here's the thing, William, we love you, and you're funny sometimes, but the thing is that you always come and you're like in this terrible mood, the traffic is bad, it took you how long you tell me, and it ends up just being like a terrible time for all of us. We want to go out and have a good time and celebrate, and every time you come in, it's like you bring it all down, we all leave worse than when we came in, so we just thought it'd be best if we just didn't come. Well, I didn't know it was Feedback Friday. Ooh, I was so mad. I sat in the middle of my living room when I hung up that phone, and I just had this monologue, this Oscar-winning performance, talking to myself about how right I was and how she doesn't understand. Well, after half an hour, I finally got on my own way, and I really thought about what Becca said. She was right. Can I change LA traffic? Can I change it? No. But I can change my attitude about it. I actually have complete control of the situation. I was focusing on the wrong thing, the thing I can't change, because I was trying to teach everybody how to drive in my tinted window. And I would sit there, I'd make all these faces just to try to get them to see me. What am I doing? They don't know, they don't care. I'm creating hostility in my own car. I'm creating it. The traffic isn't doing that. So share that with you because there's so many situations in our life where we start to create a story that doesn't exist and then we live into it. Right? Oh, the reason why I can't is because of this. The reason why you can't is because you're telling yourself you can't. So I want us to do our signs again with stop complaining, but this time I want you to think about it. Instead of it being stop complaining, stop what you're doing, I don't want to hear, it's more let's get in action. Because if we're in the building together and we're having a conversation and you notice that I'm just complaining, she's my power partner. All it takes is this. It's a conversation with you and me, which is this. Got it. How can we thank you for helping me get out of that and into this? So let's do our signs again. And now that's kind of the power signal. That's the bat signal right in your buildings. So we have. Good. Good job. So yeah, so like I shared, my mom and I, our relationship will really be rooted level. But there was one thing that my mom she just couldn't handle, and that was me wanting to have music be a daily part of my life. So she took her own advice. Instead of doing this, it was very difficult for her. She got in action, and she called my dad. Now my dad had tried to be a large part of my life ever since the divorce, but my mom was really protective of me. But nonetheless, she decided she called. They met, they discussed, and they both decided best if I moved out of my mom's house and in with my dad. But there was one big problem, and that was my dad lived across town. I knew that meant me transferring Juliet. Son, what time do you be at school tomorrow? I don't know. I've never been there before. What do you mean you've never been there before? You've been going there for 6 months. Well, you mean prayer? But that's across town. I have to be there at 8:35. 8:35. Why can't it be 8:30? They gotta add a 5. Alright. Well, I have to work at 7 a.m., so we're gonna leave this house at 6 a.m. sharp. You got that? I got it. We did that for 1 week. And the week after that, dropping me up, picking me up, adding 4 hours to commute for 5 months. And then it was Lisa was living in his apartment. He moved to an apartment that was right down the street from my school, which was super far away from his work. My dad refused to let me transfer to yet another school, knowing how important my relationship had become with Miss Freeman and my friends. But that wasn't his only sacrifice. I was still dumber than a box of hair. Thank you, Steve Ford, for laughing at that. My education level was poor. I was failing all my classes. Well, I was doing pretty good choir, but I was failing all my classes. I had no educational background. I didn't know my timetables. I didn't understand how to read comprehension. I had nothing. So you know that phrase, he taught me everything I know? That's 100% true about my father, my dad, Bill. And as I continued in high school, he would attend every choir, concert, every parent-teacher meeting, all my track meets, always showing up in corded OP shorts and matching tape top and smelling like wine top and candles, dude. Yeah, man, that's my kid. That's my son. Hey, wait up! Cat sharp and sit down. You smell like coconut. Because of my dad, I was passing my classes. I was making lifelong friendships. And for the first time in my life, I was thinking about the future. My dad gave me his whole life so that I could live my life. So I have a nickname for him, and that nickname is BDE, Best Dad. But there was one thing that poor man endured, and that was me singing my choir songs until 2:30 or 3 in the morning. Never bothered my mom. And I'd sing all 4 parts of the tenor bass. I'd sing all 4 parts, and I would sing it outside. You know what you do? Every morning before you leave for work, you knock on the door. And you go, "You sounded pretty good last night, dude. Thanks for the show." You tell me that every morning. So sometimes when I'm having a really rough day, I'll sit in the middle of my living room and and I'll sing and I'll sign one of my dad's favorite songs. Now, the singing it kind of calms my mind and gets that little voice to turn off. But the signing calms my body and lowers my heart. Oh, Daddy boy, the pipes are calling. From glen to glen and down the mountainside. The summer's gone and all the roses fall. 'Tis you, must go, and I must fly. But come ye back when summer's in the meadow, or when the valleys hush and white with snow, and I'll be here in sunshine or in shadow. Oh, Danny boy, I love you so. Oh, Danny boy, the pipes are calling. From glen to glen and down the mountainside. Another sign. Fish your hands like this. Cross over your body. That's a sign for teachers always know that sign. The sign for love. Yes. So we have. Good. Well, through my father's determination and my incredible teachers at Overland High School. Special shout out to my algebra teacher, Miss Chris, for making that fun. Woo-hoo! That's right. I graduated high school. I was on my way to college to major in structural engineering. Musical theater, which is super impressive on a job resume. All right. So I graduated college by musical theater degree. And I decided to move to sunny Los Angeles, California to pursue my dream, and I've been performing ever since. I even had the exceptional opportunity to work for a company called Deaf West Theater. What's incredible about Deaf West is not only do they do plays and musicals, but half the cast is deaf, half the cast is hearing, and all of their shows are done simultaneously, American Sign Language and spoken English. And I was even part of their critically acclaimed show, Big River, and that show went to Broadway. Now, when I was a part of that show, I had a very, very special role. And that role was I was a voice actor. So it was my job to voice one of the deaf actors. Meaning that even though I may have an interpretation for the role, it's not my decision of how the role goes. I have to voice, sing, say the lines, mess up a line, stub the toe and say a bad word. Whatever it was that the deaf actor did, I had to voice. And if you know Big River, I was the role of the Duke. I voiced the Duke. Well, I want to share with you the reason why I'm sharing this story is because the gentleman, the deaf man that I voiced, his name was Troy Kotzer. Does anyone here know who Troy Kotzer is? Troy Kotzer, anyone? Yes? You're clapping. Who's Troy Kotzer? I can read your lips, but not that far. Say it louder. That's absolutely correct. He won the Best Supporting Actor at the Academy Award for a movie called Coda. And that movie also won the Best Academy Award. And Coda, that's right, I'm a child of a deaf adult of Coda. And so what I'm trying to tell you is I worked with an Academy Award winner. It was so exceptional because here not only am I witnessing a friend win an Academy Award, but I'm also seeing my life, my story, my language, my culture on the biggest, most famous screen in the world. And I'll tell you, it was such an exceptional experience, but there was one thing about that experience that was hard, was difficult. And that was that my beautiful mother was not on this planet for long. You see, I lost my beautiful mom at the young age of 68. And I know being able just to watch her, see her world, her language, her representation of the biggest movie screen in the world has been an absolute exception. But I do know, Mama, you're looking down on me in your beautiful heaven. And know that I miss you, I love you, and I'll see you every night. My dreams. I also had the incredible opportunity to be a lead male singer on a cruise ship. No, I got banned on my cruise ship, so even drunk are not good. No, but there it was, because I, traveling the world, I sing all these exotic places, but also I was performing every night in my dream, right? We had a Motown show, we did an opera show, we did an ABBA show. No, I was in a white polyester onesie with big white platform boots, singing Dancing Queen as the ship just it was terrible. Anyway, so I share that with you is because as a lead male singer, as a lead singer, we were required to do a one-person cabaret, like a one-man show, right? And so I thought, what am I going to do? I know. Why don't I sing and sign? I can share a little bit of my story, and I can teach drunk cruise ship passengers sign language. It was so messy. And I decided to title it Signing the Song. Well, after one of my performances of Signing the Song, I was approached by a couple who identified themselves as educators. And they said, wow, William, we're so inspired by Mrs. Freeman's story. Would you be willing to perform Signing the Song for a teachers' convention in Lakeland, Florida? Teachers want to hear a cruise ship singer at 9 in the morning? I mean, I'll do it. And I just so happen to have a little video clip from that performance. Do y'all want to see it? Yeah, can we dim the lights? Can we dim the lights in the video? Okay, here we go. After one of my performances of Signing the Song, I was approached by a couple by the name of Harry and Rosemary. And they identified themselves as educators. But I think all of us here know the massive impact that Harry and Rosemary had on the education of the world. Right? They were so touched by Miss Freeman's story that they've given me the amazing opportunity to share it with all of you. They flew me out to Los Angeles, California, so I could share with you the impact that she's had on mine and many other students' lives. But what's even more incredible, like this is the kicker, is that after 25 years, I get to say thank you to the teacher who changed my life. They have flown Miss Wilma Freeman from Michigan, and she's sitting right there. I'm Miss Freeman. So I knew with this opportunity, I could just be like, hey, thanks for looking out, check you later. Like my thing had to be really special, right? And the only way I could thank Miss Freeman was, of course, through music, the gift that she did. So this song was specifically written for this moment, to say, I look at you, you look at me too. seeing the person that I have become. When I met you, I was a young boy, fresh-faced and wide-eyed. I knew not a thing. The world was large and I felt so small, and I knew I couldn't do it alone. But then you stepped in and guided me to you. Were there for me. I see your face, you see my face too. I'm shiny and happy and grateful too. I heard your voice, I heard your teachings, wisdom for life that I'll never forget. What I learned from you, I use every day. When you shaped my mind, you shaped my life too, giving me a hand like sunset down. You have changed my life. I was your friend. You hold my hand, coming full circle to meet you today. I see your face, and I need to say. Don't turn the lights on yet. You see my good side though, right? Fine, William, you were there, you know what happened. Do you have any moments? No, nothing you can tell me? Okay, hold on. We're over there. Hey, no. It was so incredible to see Miss Freeman get recognized by 2,000 of her peers. There was 2,000 teachers, and Harry Rosemary Long. Right? You don't know who Harry Rosemary Long are? And you don't. Yeah, give them a round of applause. They're amazing. Yes, yes. Harry and Rosemary Long are one of the most celebrated educational authors in the world, and they wrote an exceptional book called The First Days of School. And so, of course, they're on the cruise ship. I don't know who they are. But anyway, so we finished the show, and Dr. Wallman invited Miss Freeman to come up to say a couple words, and he said, you know what did it feel like to have your student, Willie Martinez, stand up here and sing and sign? Thank you. After not seeing him for 25 years. A response? She never once took credit. She spoke of the power of music. She spoke of the power of music in schools. Can I get a one? But she also said She continued on to say, it doesn't matter what they look like, what they smell like, how much money they have, who their parents voted for, it doesn't matter. That child deserves a safe space to be unconditionally loved. And I share this with you, she got a 2.5 minute standing ovation. And you know why? She said all that extemporaneously. Because when the Wongs invited her, they didn't tell her that I was going to do this whole keynote about her. They said in the loan I was going to sing a song, and we know I sang a couple. Right? So for her just to come up there and just to share that was incredible. But so after the performance, everything's kind of shutting down, and Miss Freeman comes up and she goes, "Oh, William, oh, sweetheart, that was such a, it was just so spectacular. It was such a beautiful tribute. And I just want to thank you so much for all the things that you said. And there's just one thing I need to tell you, and that's how I don't remember you." That was the best gift that she could have given me. You know why she didn't remember me? Well, first off, she taught for 25 years when she taught thousands and thousands of students. But you know why she didn't remember me? Because she loved me the same way she loved all of her students. I wasn't that one kid she saved. She had equity in every single one of her classes. She loved us. She would always call us, "You're mine. You're mine." I wasn't the weird one. I was just hers. And so in that moment, she dissolved a lie that I had been living with my whole life, and that was, I'm the worst student, I'm the worst person, I was the worst at this, I was the worst at that. And in that moment, she went, I don't remember you. And I'm like, you mean I'm the worst? Because I'll tell you, I was a violent kid. I would hit, I would spit, I would slap, I'd flip tables because I didn't know how to communicate. How could you not remember that? All I remember is, I love you, and you are mine. And to dissolve that lie as a student, be like, oh wow, I wasn't that worst student that you had. We all were just yours. We may have been different levels. It didn't matter. The love was still equal. So people ask me if I'm still in contact with Miss Freeman 100%. I talk to her once a month, and I share with her all the I'm going to share with her about today, by the way. I'm going to be like, I got video, I got pictures. It was amazing. But I share with her all the incredible educators that I get to share her message with. Because I'll share with you, she still doesn't get this. Miss Freeman, a lot of people say, oh, did she take you under her wing? No, she didn't remember me. She didn't. You know what she did? She spent 5 minutes with me that changed my life. She connected me just for 5 minutes. She just looked at you, you saw what it was. She looked me straight in the eye and she said, you're a singer. She defined me as someone who was whole, perfect, complete, and loved. And little Willie Martinez did the rest. So I share that with you, and I continue to remind her of that, is that your impact is so unbelievably incredible, and it's sometimes just a statement. Good morning, I missed you. You know what? No one else has probably ever said that to that child, and I missed you. Even if you're the worst student in the world, I missed you. How was your weekend? Prepare for that answer. I'm sorry to that, but you know what? I missed you the whole time, and I'm glad you're here now. Even if it's a good morning, just an eye contact. It goes way further than you've ever done. And obviously, I know one of the most incredible things about educators is that you don't see the end result, right? You may have a child that you get a grunt every day. But in their adult life, they're like, oh, there was Dr. Carpenter. She always made sure that I felt like I was there. You may never hear that story, which is so selfless, but get that your impact is so great, and we will tell that story for the rest of our lives. It defines who we are. All right. Another really quick question I want to share with you about Miss Freeman is she's retired now. She conducts a couple senior choirs, so whenever I call her, I'm like, Miss Freeman, how's it going? She's like, well, nobody died. We got all 4 hard. But one other thing I want to share with you about Miss Freeman, which is really exceptional, is that about 2 years after that performance, I received an email from Dr. Wong asking me if I'd ever heard of the Stephen Sondheim Inspirational Teacher Awards given up by the Kennedy Center in Washington, D.C. I said I hadn't. But it's not like I have Miss Freeman's name all over yet. And so I wrote this essay as to why I believe Miss Freeman should win. And they announced the winners on March 27, 2017, and this is what I saw. She won? Yeah! And so I was so excited, I called her, Miss Freeman, you won. She's like, well, I know. They sent me a check for $10,000. As your agent. She's like, that's so many times. Very smart, she said. Another question people often ask me is my dad. My dad was alive and well. He lives in Denver, Colorado. He's still telling the same jokes. But I love it. All right. And the last thing I want to share with you before I go is my contact information. I'm also very active on all the socials, so you and I are going to follow each other. I'm going to definitely Twitter it up. But that's my social, as well as that QR code takes you directly to my website. Please do give a visit. I also have a lot of things there that continue the message of belonging, and also if you want to take me home with you, I help you. All right. So that's that. All right, let me bring this all back to you, all of you amazing human beings this morning. So when we first started, I asked you to raise your hand if you had that special teacher, that special educator, someone at school who made that significant impact on you. Well, now I'm going to ask you to do me one last favor. I'm going to ask you to close your eyes. Please go on the journey with me. I promise you, I'll tell you when they'll come again. And I want you to picture your classroom, your computer lab, your gymnasium, your choir room, filled with all of your students with their hands raised. Because you are that human thread. You see, you're incredible human beings in their eyes, even though they don't show it. But a lot of times they don't even know it yet. But it's because of someone like you that I'm standing up here today. It's someone like you that countless kids are growing up with important, worth it, seen, love. Stay. All right, open your eyes. We're going to teach you the last sign. Show me the sign for teach. Good. See, keep it there. Now close it in the fists. Place it over your head like this, and explode it out. That's a sign for dreams. Teach becomes dreams. Teachers make dreams come true. So we're going to put all of our signs that we learn together. Together, we can teach the world and everyone around us. Stop complaining. You're powerful. Get in action. Love yourself. Show love to others. So we all get to follow our dreams. Once again, together, we can teach the world and everyone around us. You got to stop complaining and get in action. You are powerful. I'm going to help you be powerful. Love yourself unconditionally. Show love to every single person you meet unconditionally. So we all get to follow our dreams. Each and every one of you have the ability to inspire a generation. And as president of the Really Weird Kids Club, I say thank you for giving every single one of your students a chance. My name is William Martinez. Thank you for listening to my show. It's also jazz hands, but whatever. Thank you so much.
Thanks again, Eagles, for a great competition. Once again, I'm Caleb.
And I'm Anna.
And we hope you guys have a great year. It's nice seeing you.
I would love us to, I want you to learn one more sign. Eagle, ready? Shake your hands, warm them up, come on. Sit back down, we still learning, y'all. Don't think I'm not afraid of y'all. Come on, sit back down. And I grew up in silence, always. All right, shake your hands, ready? The sign for eagle. This is your dominant hand, this is the beat. Eagle. So eagles together, you already know the sign for together, right? So eagles together, we soar.
Ja, jag vet jag kan inte göra det.